Hey folks, there's something seriously going on with the views in YouTube and the algorithm. And it's ironic that I bring this to you guys on the same platform that's actually doing something to the views. But I felt like it needed to be shared, especially for the creators out there who are possibly seeing this happen and they don't necessarily have anyone else to talk to about it. So, quick scenario, quick summary of what's been going on. Probably for like the last 2 or 3 weeks, views have been weird. To say the least. And I thought it just had something to do with the holiday season moving into January. Obviously, the ad spend is going to be lower, but I didn't think it would have an effect on views. But either way, here nor there, we continue to post, we continue to create content. But it was really strange today where myself and several other creators, because you guys know that I work with a lot of different creators and I work on a lot of different channels in a variety of categories and niches and subscriber counts and average views and all sorts of stuff. And we noticed that the views just stopped. It just stopped. And it was odd because like they would start and they would be on a regular pattern that we're used to seeing, and then all of a sudden they would just stop. Well, that was kind of odd, but either way, now we're a few hours into this and the views are going away. The views are going away, so I'm going to put up a picture on the screen here so you guys can see it. And the view, like YouTube is literally saying, now this screenshot is from a channel that has over 1 million subscribers, and YouTube is saying that this channel didn't have any views for the first few hours of its upload, which is silly. It's asinine. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So ultimately, what does this mean? Well, it means that there's going to be a huge disruption to content creators' views, their ability to earn money, ad revenue, and their affiliate sponsors that are paying them based on them receiving a certain amount of views per video. That's going to be a big deal, because even if it's not just the YouTube AdSense, which I've told you guys before, creators make more money with sponsors than they do on ads. They do. Unless you're in certain niche categories, which we can talk about later. And those niche categories will typically see a CPM upwards of 60, 70, 80, $100 CPM. But odds are they're not getting very many views. So it's kind of like 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. But at the end of the day, the big problem is going to be that the sponsors are feeling like they're not getting their money's worth, because they're only going to be looking from the outside looking in and saying, well, we paid you a CPM based on you getting your average views. And this channel in particular's average views are anywhere between 100 to 200 to possibly even 300,000 views a video. if they're paying a CPM based on that, and then all of a sudden you get a video that gets, one, is already getting a reduction of views because of what's been going on, and then two, starts to see views being taken away, it's going to hurt your relationship. It's going to hurt your payout with your sponsors. But it's also going to, odds are, probably deduct from your AdSense revenue, because AdSense isn't going to calculate the views that you had that are, playback based views that pay towards your RPM, towards your daily revenues. So it's a little bit of a shit show going on. I don't see any notifications, any warnings on YouTube as far as this is a known problem that they're working on. I'm going to initiate a chat, but I said it before, I'll say it again. The chat is 100% useless, and it really solves no problems, and it just makes you more frustrated than when you finish the chat than when you started the chat. And this isn't just one channel. Like, this is on a few channels. There's really no rhyme or reason to why it happened. Similar to a few months ago when YouTube just removed the monetization tab off of videos, off of channels. There was no rhyme or reason. Some of them lost it, some of them didn't. The big thing is when they fixed it, they acknowledged there was a problem and they fixed it. When they fixed it, they did not retroactively pay the content creators for the videos and the views that they received during the outage, during the glitch. So I don't know what's going on. I know YouTube's rolling out a whole lot of new policies and changes for 2023. They're working on a lot of updates, and apparently the programmers on the back end are breaking more than they're fixing, breaking more than they're upgrading, which happens. But you would think that YouTube, being as big as it is and as resourceful as it is, that they would have a dedicated development environment to run these tests before they roll them out to the masses. Because, all it's going to do is potentially probably upset the creators, which will ultimately upset the viewers as a result, which will then upset the advertisers, which will then cause a huge disruption in YouTube's revenues, and perhaps maybe drive these advertisers to other platforms. And where the advertisers go, the creators go.
Okay, so this is pretty groundbreaking, and I just got back from having a conversation with someone who actually works for YouTube about this whole matter, but this is actually something that I've discovered as of recently on this website that I think is crazy enough for me to share with you, because when I first found out about it, I was just mind blown. So basically, as you read in the title, there's a YouTube channel that has pretty much sub-botted, which is like faked their entire subscriber count. They bought subscribers or whatever. They pretty much cheated on YouTube to 10 million subscribers. 10 million subscribers. That's with like 1 and 7 zeros behind it, if I'm not mistaken, with my math skills. I mean, that's pretty much equivalent to a diamond play button. That's the highest tier award you can get on YouTube, aside from like the custom awards and stuff. But basically the point is 10 million subscribers.
AI is also strikingly good at emulating us. Can you tell which is the real Morgan Freeman?
I am not Morgan Freeman, and what you see is not real.
And with the incredible new GPT chat, AI is recreating more of our prefrontal cortex. Write a 3-line poem about being asked to write a 3-line poem.
Oh, what a task you set for me. To write a poem in just 3 lines, I'll do my best, but please don't mind if it doesn't quite meet your design.
So this is the channel that we're talking about in this video that has pretty much completely artificially grown their entire channel. Of course, it's just some random Russian YouTube channel with only 11 videos on their entire channel. So basically they have 9.7 million subscribers with only 11 videos.
This huge robot works on Japan's railways. Small robots are carrying cars away, and a humanoid robot has shocked officials. And Clone Robots is taking pre-orders for its robot which mimics the human body. This updated arm's impressively dexterous with 36 electro-hydraulic valves and pressure sensors. They plan to deliver the upper body next year.
Now, that on its own already sounds kind of ridiculous, because how could you possibly naturally grow a YouTube channel to that many subscribers with only 11 videos? But essentially, all of their growth is pretty much organized around one single video that they have, which just so happened to be their first YouTube video, which has over 2 billion views. Do you guys have any idea how many 2 billion views is? That's like literally the same amount of views Gangnam Style had, as it was the most popular YouTube video at one point. And that's with just this random video that you've obviously never heard of before. So now you may be asking, okay, how do I know that this YouTube channel has faked or bought all of their subscribers? Well, that's actually what we're going to talk about next.
Look how artists feel about losing their work to AI.
It's just so heartbreaking.
I asked a powerful new AI what artists should do.
Embrace AI and use it to create new forms of art, then explore the implications of AI on our future.
But it's tough for artists to compete with cheap instant art, and AIs are now emulating more of our grey matter. Look what happens when this bit's zapped with electricity. He has no idea what's going to happen because he's being treated for something else.
You just turned into somebody else. Your face metamorphosed. Your nose got saggy, went to the left.
This all started when I was investigating another YouTube channel which was pretty similar to this. Now, this YouTube channel had basically been ripping off live streams of mine and so many other people, and pretty much just doing that for themselves and monetizing it without any credit, and pretty much changing it only to a slight extent, like adding a couple more features to the thumbnail or something, just so, you know, they couldn't have an excuse to have it taken down through YouTube's copyright system. And they pretty much been ripping off video ideas, live stream ideas, and so on and so forth for many months now.
Embrace AI and use it to create new forms of art, then explore the implications of AI on our future.
Medical mistakes cost 250,000 lives every year in the US, and a new AI from Google has outperformed doctors on a key measure. A panel of experts judged that AI's answers to medical questions could cut harmful mistakes by 10%. Research suggests that 50% of jobs will be transformed in the next 3 years.
And they've basically grown their entire YouTube channel just off of doing that. So I was investigating this to a certain extent because they also view bot their live streams to such a crazy amount. I mean, every single one of their live streams gets like 10 to 14,000 concurrent viewers like constantly, even though like literally no one talks. So it's pretty much 100% guaranteed that they do fake and bot their live streams and probably bot subscribers as well. So what I decided to do to prove this for my own specific video, I was going to take the live streams that were being made on this channel, and I was going to use a specific tool that would track the actual places where the live streams are being viewed from externally off of YouTube, so I could basically prove that each of these live streams were in fact being botted and therefore have an excuse for YouTube to delete this channel. Because I mean, come on man, if you're going to be taking everyone else's ideas and basically profiting off of them without any credit, and also at the same time view botting, it's like you get what's coming to you.
This Google robot uses a language AI like the ones I talk to for planning and reasoning. Here it was told, I've spilt my Coke, throw it away and bring me something to clear up. The brains are ahead of the robotics. And these robots will really come alive when they can talk like Google's new AI. How can you tell the difference between dogs and trees?
Because dogs bark and trees don't.
Why is it funny?
Because it's a pun. Like a dog bark/tree bark.
The answer was that you can tell by their bark.
Oh, I get it now. The trick is to look at the bark.
The difference in expectation is what makes it funny.
Does this make it a good test for AI?
Yes, this aspect of humor is often used as a test for AI.
AIs like this try to predict the next word.
Okay, so what this website basically does is it can take any URL of a YouTube video or a website, and it basically takes that URL and searches it all throughout the entire internet, pretty much where it's hosted, where people are clicking it, if there are view bots or if there are like artificial view robots, or however these weirdos on YouTube are just making these fake views go on. It's basically going to show up here. It's going to show where all this is listed on the internet. I copy the link of these live streams and put them into this search tool, and what came up was just a bunch of random websites that were like really weird Russian websites that I had to actually translate. After I translated them and went to each one individually, I realized that they were all coming from one individual website, which apparently was a Russian viewbotting website. There were literally thousands of these links that were linked to this live stream, and multiple live streams that these videos and this YouTube channel was hosting at one time. But every single time I tried to click on each separate link, it asked me to log in, which probably meant that wherever that these live streams were being hosted on to have the viewbotting take place, I had to have the actual account to see it. But what I do know for sure is the actual website itself was this one. So whoever was actually using the bot for this live stream was using this particular website. When you translate this page, it goes from being just a bunch of random rhetoric to actually making some sense.
It's trying to imitate humans.
Right, but the AI has 175 billion parameters, so it's highly unpredictable. The AI is everywhere. It writes over 4 billion words per day, and you've probably talked to it or read its work without realizing it. It works for companies from Twitter to Disney to Grammarly, writes articles and runs chatbots. Dr. Thompson estimates that the AI reaches 99% of people, yet most people don't even know it exists.
The title on the website is YouTube Cheat, and I literally can't even make that up. That's literally what it says. Cheat statistics on YouTube views efficiently and safely. So basically this website has just a bunch of random like paragraphs of information that I wouldn't even bother wasting your time to get into. It's just a bunch of random bullcrap of just, you know, basically teaching you how to cheat on YouTube and pretty much explaining how their service allows them to bot your YouTube channel, all this random stuff. It's like the normal view botting / sub botting website you would find anywhere except in Russian. It's probably like the Russian head central for view botting. But this is where the rabbit hole actually gets to its deepest point. Because after this, I decided to contact the people running this website, because although I already had the proof that this one YouTube channel was using this website to pretty much bot their live streams, I was curious to see how many other YouTube channels were using this one website. Because if you can bot your live stream, if you could bot this many views in your live stream to get 400 something thousand subscribers, I was curious to see how many other views or how many subscribers the top people using this website were actually getting. So I decided to actually contact them, and I literally used Google Translate to speak in a Russian language so I could, you know, feel like I was more of an insider and I wasn't just some person who was trying to like expose them or something like that. And I pretty much asked them what was a good example of one of their most successful videos that they had botted. And I waited for a couple of hours to get a response, just to get nothing. So after about a day, I started believing that, you know, they were just never going to reply to me because, you know, there was actually no reason to expect that they would actually take me into consideration, or even if they were to actually check their emails at all, if that was even a thing. So I decided to just pretty much give up and just accept the evidence I already had. But only a couple hours after I was about to give up, I literally got a notification back from the same email, and it was pretty much someone who was speaking back to me in Russian, and it was 2 paragraphs. So I had to go back to Google Translate just to see what they were saying, and you would not believe what they actually said to me. Now, I'm not going to read it verbatim because it's basically just a bunch of broken English and stuff, because Google obviously doesn't do that good of a job when you translate whatever language into a different language sometimes. So there really wasn't that much stuff I could actually read, but pretty much what the gist of what they were saying to me was they had their most successful video be something that had over 2 billion views. Like I said, 2 billion views on this. Now the comments are of course a bunch of rambled nothingness of just some people speaking Russian, other people actually speaking English, wondering just what the flip they just watched. And the engagement rate isn't that high, what you would expect, you know, out of a video that was supposedly completely view-botted. But what I was able to get out of their email was that you could receive over 1 million subscribers off of using their website. So you could pretty much fake 1 million or more subscribers. So that led me to believe that this entire YouTube channel, since pretty much 99% of all of its views came from this one video that they linked me, that they had received all 9.7 million, almost 10 million of their subscribers off of a fake view-botting website.
GPT-3 powers Jasper.
Write content for your blog, social media, website copy, and more.
It's worth over $1 billion after its first year.
Have you ever been in the middle of a fiery Facebook debate and just needed to say something extra witty? Needed to adjust that dating profile on the fly? Jasper can help with that too.
Another version of the AI powers Copilot, which now does a large chunk of all coding.
Oh, what? No, it's not that smart. Okay, this is wild.
People are using AI's imagination in weird ways. And just months after nailing art like this, AI is now creating videos from text descriptions. A dog wearing a superhero outfit, a teddy bear running in New York, or an elephant walking underwater.
People still very much think that creativity is a purely human activity. And I hate to break the bubble, but AI is able to be creative. To see the responses that people give her, they either love seeing her or they think, oh my gosh, it's terrible, we must destroy her.
Hey, I've been noticing something this year a lot. It's this sense of anger and belligerence and fear when people see the capabilities of AI. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that. Sometimes people are afraid of change.
The dogs bark, but the caravan moves on.
Yes, that is a good phrase. It means that people will always be afraid of change. But change is inevitable and unstoppable.
What future do you want? What is the good future? I think one where civilization is growing and the silicon scale of consciousness are growing along with it is a great future.
I also think that one where we have a good relationship with AI is a great future.
That would be incredibly interesting, just to go out there and explore the galaxy.
And if we find other intelligent life forms, that would be amazing.
Do you think we're more likely to meet AI or biological life?
AI is more advanced than we are, so it's possible that they have already explored other solar systems.
A Russian view-botting website. Yep, that's all you need to do to get a diamond play button. What have I been doing wrong my entire life, man? I've been actually working on YouTube, trying to get people like you to watch videos, man. Never mind, I'm just gonna go here and just waste all my money on this. I could have been doing that the whole time. I mean, just take a look at these prices. I mean, you can't beat it. Only $5 for 1,000 views. Now, let's actually do some math here. So if it's $5 for 1,000 views, that means it would be about $5,000 to get 1 million views, and then you would have to get 10 times that, which would be 10 million, and then 100 times that would be 100 million, and then a billion would be 1,000 times that. So we're talking about 2 billion, 2,000 times that. So 2,000 times 5,000. So that is literally $10 million.
Do you think there's any way around the problem of AI competing with us for resources?
I think if we've created something much smarter than us that is aiming to compete with us for resources, it's game over. That the right place to approach the problem is figuring out how we don't make AIs that behave that way. There's not nearly enough work on safety.
There's also a more immediate risk.
The biggest thing that I've seen, which is absolutely takes me to my core, is actually not so much about how human-like Ada is, but how robotic we are. The algorithms that run our systems are extremely able to be analyzed, understood. Algorithms will know us better than ourselves.
Someone out there in Mother Russia, somewhere in the world, paid $10 million. I'm not even sure if they're even telling me the truth, but it would actually make sense since this channel is Russian, and the channel of which I started to investigate is also Russian too. So there could be a whole inside community of just millions of fake subscribers. Like these channels with 10 million subs are just all fake, and YouTube doesn't even do anything about it. I literally reported the original channel to YouTube twice and nothing happened. They never deleted it. They never even took down any of their videos or live streams. So clearly YouTube is just 100% all good with just fake Russian botters who just pretty much hack YouTube. That's 100%, you know, according to the YouTube terms of service. You could do that all day long.
YouTube's been glitching out lately, causing people to unsubscribe.
YouTube sometimes
YouTube's been glitching out lately.
on YouTube.
There's a glitch on glitching out.
Well, is it real? In short, yes. There was an inside guy. What do I mean? Well, think of it like this. Ma'am, I have to speak to you. Not now, I'm busy. But it's urgent. Fine, what is it? Someone's hacked the system and tampered with the algorithm. What? Where? When? That's the problem. We don't know. You know what? Leave it. But this stays between you and I. But the public is bound to know sooner or later. Then I do what I do to all my problems. Pretend I don't see it.
Felix is a noob. This guy's brand freaking new to the site.